Hello and welcome to round one of the 100% distance Formula One International Racing League's championship. You can see the guys are just readying up there in the lobby now, and we're heading to the track. So this is the season opener for IRL. Because following this, we have the 50% championships coming up at the weekend. All at Australia as well. You can see there we had quite a good turnout as well. Because we have 10-11 drivers there. So we'll just wait and see how many of them actually finish.
As the narrow layout is unforgivably difficult for even the best overtakers to find a way past.
Not sure Scott Beats has made it in on time for qualifying.
The 2018 season has brought with it the introduction of the halo in an effort to increase safety measures for the drivers. The wishbone check device is designed to protect against any debris. However, there has been some resistance over this new regulation from both fans and drivers alike. There are 46
We'll just wait and see. And comes out on track. Shouldn't he be here as well?
All teams have been required to turbocharge 1.6
There we go. So one of the Ferraris is first on track. So it could be Fatal Defiance. Oh, here's the other one, Hyper Shadow. Looks like he was first one out on track. And he is closely followed by the Force India. That looks like it could be through Beetle or just Mr. Peanut. Just Mr. Peanut, he's on the outlap. And we've also got Ferrari F1 team on an outlap. Max Curve coming out on an outlap now. All the guys getting out fairly early into the session. So the twist of this one is that the cars are all on realistic performance. All the racers have submitted time trial times and been allocated cars based on time trial times across three tracks. I believe one was the street circuit. They did, so it was either Baku or Monaco. I think Monaco. One was Spa. Or was it Canada? Maybe Canada. Can't remember the other one. Maybe in Austria, a shorter track. So they had their times there used to allocate their cars. As Damien now comes around the final corner, looking to start his flying lap. So he's out on the Ultra Soft. So with that, put that up. They'll sit up here. Damien at the minute, looking very stable in that Ferrari. So this can be a tricky section of the track to get right. If you don't nail this left and right perfectly, you can take too much curve and spin out. You could potentially lose a lot of time there if you don't get it spot on. Take too much, you can also get done for a corner cut. So Damien is going to be posting the first lap of the session here, and then it's going to be the Force India, just Mr. Peanut. So we will get ready to jump to him, see what kind of time he's going to be setting. Damien does a... Oh no, so Ferrari F1 team was out first. Damien's gone on pole as Kyle goes across the line and goes second with a 124 dead almost. Damien's still in that pole position with a 123.4, but none of the big hitters, as it were, are actually out on track at the minute. We've got Axe Curve, Scartrix, Lee Pratt in the pits. Oh, who's at the side of the track? Not quite sure who that was, but if they leave it parked there too long, they're going to get done for being parked in a dangerous location. Yep, no idea who that one was parked at the side of the track there. Who we got there? So this looks like Dizzy Haskell's. He's set up, so it could be Jacko number 1. Oh no, it's Dizzy Haskell. Is he going again? He's on the red super soft, so he has got the tyre to set another flying lap here. Got yellow flags in sector 1. Who's that? Someone gone off? Doesn't look like it. Back on board with Dizzy Haskell, who's in sector 3 at the moment. Got flags in sector 2. Again, not quite sure who that's for. Maybe it's the guys moving slowly to try and create a bit of space. That Renault is coming up quick behind Dizzy. He's pitted. He's into the pits. Who else have we got on track? Another the Ferrari of Fatal Defiance. He's already set a lap. He's apparently shown in the pits. The game mustn't quite updated then yet. A lot of the guys now set times. Oh, wide there by through Beetle. Just hope he wasn't on a lap, because that'll not help him at all. So judging the time he's currently on, 140, I would say he's not on a lap. He's probably going to pit here. Yes, he is. Interestingly, Josh has set his fastest time on the softs. Wait and see if he's planning on going on to... Oh! Just Mr. Peanut is in the wall at the start of the pit lane. What's he doing there? That's not how you get into the pits. Didn't seem to take a lot of damage there from that either. It looks like he's just misjudged as he's come around, maybe going a bit too fast. There's a couple of cars going out there, down at the bottom of the pit lane. Also got a Mercedes going out of East Pro. The Red Bull of Richard's still on the track, so Richard looks like he's on a flying lap here now. Definitely seems to be shifting. Currently in sector 2. Jump on board with him. Goes nicely around those corners. Perfect. Coming through the DRS zone now. Back wing will be open, giving him just a little bit more top speed coming through there. Entering the final 2 corners now. Ah, and he's in the pits. But he does seem to be moving quite quickly for being on an in lap. Who have we got in a flying lap? No one at the minute. It looks like Kaiser and the Haas might be the first one to go back on another lap here. So you can see him trying to warm up those tyres. But he does have his teammate coming right up behind him. I know it's a Mercedes at Beast Pro. But Kaiser's a quicker driver anyway. I imagine he'll create a bit more of a gap on track anyway, just through pace alone. Kaiser goes across the line to start his second flying lap of the session. He's on a fresh set of the ultra soft tyres. His current time of 1:22.5. I'm reckoning pole time could be a high 120s. Oh. Looks like Kaiser's backed out of this one. Let's see, so Beast Pro will now be on a lap. So Kaiser's going to have to watch that and get out of his way in a second. And he does so nicely. That's what the yellow flags will be for there, with Kaiser slowing down to let that Mercedes through. This is Beast Pro's first flying lap. See what he can do in this Mercedes. So he's definitely got an advantage over the rest of the field. We've got yellow flags in sector 1. So there, let's see if we can find out what's happened. Oh, I'm not quite sure. Let's jump on board with Dizzy, because there's a car in the wall through here somewhere. Dizzy goes really wide there on the exit of turn 4. Well, that car that was in the wall has now been moved. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. That could just be for the Force India moving slowly though. Where did Beast Pro end up with his lap? He ended up 5th. These yellow flags are all a bit off-putting, so it'll be just because the guys are going slow. But then again, it's always a possibility that somebody's put it in the wall. We're on board with 3 Beetle. Is he on a time lap or he must be on an out lap because he's sitting at 140s there. So we'll sit on board with 3 Beetle, see how he does throughout this lap. Yellow flags again in sector 1. Oh, the Force India off the track there. I wonder if he was just making way. That'll be the Force India or just Mr. Peanut. Seems to have spent more time off track from what we've seen than actually on it. Kaiser Bob goes fastest with a 122. Kaiser is definitely laying down the benchmark. So you've got to feel that when the guys come out to the final run and the engine modes are turned up and they're all on the softer tyre. Indeed, Alex Curve has gone out on the softer tyre. He's going to sit at 123 dead. He's improved on his time. So 3 Beetle is probably not going to set a blistering lap here. I imagine he's still going to be off the pace. So he is, so he's going to be sitting in 12th position so far. So it looks like we're getting a bit of a backlog in sector 3 with the guys all coming out to try and get the times in. There's Kaiser Bob on a flying lap here. Jacko possibly on a flying lap. His fastest time so far is a 122.6. So you can see that fuel light flashing away in the bottom there, so I wonder if he's come out on really low fuel and he's just going to limp it back to the pits and this will be his final run. Nope, so he's gone into the pits as well. We've got anyone out on track here, looks like they're coming off a lap, so we've got Axe Curve on an out lap. We'll jump back to him in a bit because he's probably going to be looking to improve on his current time and position. He's down there in 8th. Hyper Shadow out on track there. A lot of guys come into the pits unless they can get a really quick changeover done with the tyres. I don't think they're going to get another run in. But you need to leave the pits with about 1:45 to 2 minutes to spare. Let's see if we can find Axe Curve again. Coming through sector 3 now. He'll just be gearing up now to start his lap. This will quite possibly be his last run of the session. Nice and easy around that corner, so we can ensure the best exit here from the final corner. DRS open there, coming to the second DRS zone. We like a little bit of a lock up there as he went into the corner. I might have been wrong. But it does have a tendency to lock up his tyres. Won't do his tyre wear any good. So yellow flags in sector 2 now, just like it's just where Axe Curve's coming up to. He's got someone right on the back of him as well. Could be the Hassel Kaiser Bob, who looks like he's also moving on a flying lap. He handles that left and right turn very nicely indeed. To the third DRS activation zone. Oh, what happened there? I'm not quite sure what's happened there. A little bit of lag in the game, desync, and Axe Curve is now backed out of his lap. I'm wondering if he's touched the wall. Coming up to that DRS activation zone, but he looks like he's going to have to go again. So he is indeed going to have to go again and try and set another fast lap. As Kaiser Bob has improved on his time of the 1:22 dead, I believe. Yellow flags again in sector 3. It could just be that car warming up its tyres, so. Yep, so you can see the cars now all coming around the back here. All going really slowly just to try and make a gap to one another. The Ferrari here, Hyper Shadow. Right behind the Renault with Lee Pratt. As Lee goes off to start his last chance. Got yellow flags in sector 2. It is probably just cars getting out of the way of cars on flying laps, but I didn't think there was that many people not out on track that would need to move at the moment. Those legals are 27 in sector 1. Let's have a little look at Kaiser Bob's split times and see what they are. So Lee isn't going to take pole. He's already a good couple of tenths down on Kaiser's first sector. I may be wrong, he may pull something in the bag in these last 2 sectors, but it seems unlikely. And Kaiser is pretty comfortable up there, good 2 tenths ahead. Scartrix takes pole. The 121.6. Oh, this Force India, is that going to get in the way of Lee's lap? No, it's not. So where can Lee go to here? Apparently 8th on the grid. Can he improve? Yes, he does. Lee goes 3rd on the grid. We've still got Axe Curve still coming through, I believe. Can he take that pole from Scartrix? Let's just have a quick comparison of sector times. 26, 21, 32. So I don't think he's going to be able to, unfortunately, no. That is it. End of the session. Scartrix is your man on pole for the race. With a blistering lap time, a good 3-4 tenths ahead of anybody else there. So we have the front row of Scartrix and Kaiser Bob, followed by Lee Pratt and Josh. Just Mr. Peanut and Fatal Defiance bringing up the 4th row. Oh, didn't get to get all the way through that. We'll run through the grid as the guys are in their formation lap. So the drivers will be on grid at the moment, setting their strategies. Deciding what lap they want to pit on, what tyres they want to go to, how many pit stops they want to make. Deciding if they want to put more or less fuel in the car, if they want to change that at all. So the guys are now on grid for the formation lap as they set off. So, your grid is the front row of Scartrix and Kaiser Bob. That could be an interesting battle down into turn 1. Kaiser Bob has improved massively towards the end of last season and he's shown a strong pace in the testing sessions we've run this season. The second row will be Lee Pratt and Axe Curve, followed by Just Mr. Peanut and Fatal Defiance. Jacko number 1 and Beast Pro bring up 7th and 8th. The Ferrari of Hyper Shadow and the Haas of Ferrari F1 team in 9th and 10th. Dizzy Haskell through Beetle in 11th and 12th, and the latecomer Scott Speeds, who looks like he's in the Mercedes, will be bringing up the rear. So he missed qualifying, so he's going to be starting at the back. Looks like Phil is just starting to back that field up a little bit now. To come round to the final corner, they'll be reforming for the race start on the grid. Oh, as Hyper Shadow gets disqualified from the session right at the end. How does he manage that? cars on the grid. When those 5 lights go out, they'll be off. And they're off, the lights are out. Like a bit of a slow start. Oh, there's contact already on the grid. Oh dear, so it looks like we've got 3 cars caught up in that. The Force India, the Ferrari and the Red Bull. So we need to go back and watch that. It looked like the Red Bull just didn't get away. Scartrek still leads down into turn 1. Kaisov bending off that second position with Lee Pratt. Lee is right on his tail. Phil's already made a small gap there. Already pulled out a second. Got yellow flags in sector 1. Not quite sure who they're for. Maybe a car on him wide. Who have we got at the back here? So we have Dizzy Haskell and just Mr. Peanut there. It looks like someone's on wide. You can see a bit of dust kicked up in the background there. Looks like Hyper Shadows had the slow start of everybody. Maybe he was caught up in an incident on the grid at the start. But all the battles right now seem to be between 3rd and 6th place. So Mercedes gets a bit slidey out of that turn. Still yellow flags in sector 1. The Hyper Shadow in sector 1 moving very slowly. And doesn't seem to have damage, he must have pitted. There's still yellow flags, I'm not quite sure who that's for in sector 1 and sector 2. So my bet would be, so we have Damien's on the start finish line. What's going on here? The last time we've seen him, he was going in turns 1 and 2. Looks like there's a definite issue there for Damien. Big lag issue, I would say. That wouldn't help things. So Phil already on lap 2 with a commanding 1.4 second lead. He's just pulling away from the rest of the field. We have Josh sitting on the gearbox of Lee Pratt here. So remember, they don't get DRS till the end of this lap. East Pro retires. Ooh, so who's that in the wall? Was that Scartrex? Scartrex has binned it into the wall. That Renault is out. So we've seen him do that a few times in practice sessions. He's obviously just not sure of getting around that corner. So we've lost 2 cars already within 2 laps, and that's such a shame because Scartrix are just starting to pull away from it there. Hyper Shadow is still sitting on the start finish straight there for us. Josh going to try into turn 1, though he's not. Just not close enough. He will be getting DRS now though. Will he? Nope. DRS isn't shown as activated for him. Let's see, so everybody is on the Ultras. We've already had just Mr. Peanut, Dizzy Haskell and Jacko make a stop in the pits. The big gainer off the start though was Scott Speeds. He's gained 8 places off the start. He's in a Williams, not a Mercedes, that's my mistake. 8 places off the start he's gained. That's a fantastic start he's had. Whereas the biggest loser is probably going to be just Mr. Peanut and Jacko number 1, both dropping down 3 places. That'll be because of their pit stops. So we've got Ferrari F1 team here, right behind Scott Speeds. He's probably closest at the moment. So just keep an eye of the interval times between Josh and Lee up there as well for the battle for second place. But I imagine Stephen will make this one happen on the start-finish straight. Oh, as he runs wide. Oh, he's ran way wide. That's going to put him back quite a bit, so he's now 1.5 behind. Oh no. That's going to take him another good lap to catch up. So we're back with Josh, still putting pressure on Lee. This is probably the closest battle on track right now. So we're going to be joining commentary. Give me a second. So Scartrix is going to come and join us on commentary here. We'll get the inside information on what happened there. The benefit of this is we can actually do a little bit live steered in as well. Sort of investigate. So we've got yellow flags in sector 1 and sector 2. Who's that for? I'm not quite sure. Oh, big lock up there from Josh. So we are joined now by Phil.
Yeah.
Phil, before we jump into commentary, we've just got to ask what happened.
Just the corner. Oh, Josh.
Yeah, so Josh got a little bit too much on the curb there, almost lost the back end of the car.
Just sort of lost it on the chicane. It's quite easy to do. Yeah, this is the other flag in sector 3.
Nothing there though. The yellow flags are popping up all over the place and they're clearing as quickly as they're coming up. As Kaiser Bob takes a little bit too much of the grass there.
Yeah, it looks like Lee's catching up to him, so it's going to be quite interesting for the lead.
Yeah, because we've got Josh right behind them as well. So we have Ferrari F1 team right on the gearbox. Scott speaks there again though. So Stephen had caught up and he was putting lots of pressure on him and he ran wide at the second to last corner and now he's caught him back up again within the space of about a lap and a half. We've got two very interesting battles going on here. We've got Josh on Lee and then we've got a Ferrari F1 team on Scott Speeds.
Oh,
who's going to be able to make a move first? Oh, so I think Ferrari F1 team is taking him. He has indeed.
Josh got DRS on Lee's.
So it's not going to be enough though into the first corner.
Oh!
Too much to the curb there again for Josh. Almost lost the back end.
Oh, if you look at Stephen and James, they're going side by side for the last corner.
So Scott Speeds is going to try and make the move back on Ferrari F1 team. And he's done it as we go round turn 1.
Oh, he's gone wide.
Oh, but he's run wide. He overcommitted to that move and he's gone wide, but he stays ahead of Ferrari F1 team. He's made that move stick.
Only just though, that was very close. But if
we've
you
got
see,
Lee Pratt now on the...
Yeah.
Yep.
Right on the gearbox.
Yellow flags in sector 3. The guys are just about to go through that.
Lee is going to have DRS on Kaiser here. While Josh's back came off a little bit after his mistake in the first corner.
Six tenths of the lag of an issue here. Tell who's around on track. Lee seems to be stuck in 6th gear for me, but that's not true. We can see his gears moving up. So the DRS again. Come on, sector 2 yellow flags. Jacko's out. The guys are just coming through sector 1 and sector 2 now, so we'll see if we can see what's happened to that car of Jacko number 1.
Seems it's right in the middle of the track. There.
Will this bring out a safety car?
I think it should. That's quite a dangerous place for it. But this game is quite unforgiving with the safety cars.
Ferrari F1 team back on Scott Speeds again.
I'm going to keep an eye out on the battle in the front if you want to.
Yep.
It just looks like Lee can't get a good enough sector to be able to pass it. Kind of disappointing for me. He clearly has the pace over him right now.
But looking at the timings, Josh has dropped well back off that battle. He's now 2.1 behind. He's gone
Oh, he's
from-
in the pits. He's in the pits.
Josh is pitted.
Yeah.
So let's
That
see.
moves Fatal into third.
So what tyre will Josh come out on? He's in the pits on 6-up-old Ultras. He's gone to super softs.
That's and then no, he's got an ultras. Yeah.
He's gone on Ultras, getting a flash up super softs there for a second for me.
That is interesting.
So
I wouldn't have
what kind of
expected
strategy
that.
do you think he's going for, Phil?
I think he's going to do this and then go on softs to the end because there's no way he's going to. The free stop is just not viable around here, so I think he's going to go onto the soft after this.
Yellow flag to 63
to the
for a
end.
second there. Yellow flag again in sector 3.
For a beetle, he's
Yep, he's come off track there. Currently running in 9th place. 22 seconds behind.
He's getting closer though.
He's had the benefit of DRS again.
Oh!
The stutter beater comes onto track there right in front of Lee. I don't think that's affected Lee at all.
Kaiser's in the pits.
Kaiser's gone into the pits,
He's
not up at
carried
least
on.
into the lead. This is interesting. Will Lee now react to this, or is he going to stay on track? They're both on the same tyre,
Both models, yeah.
of the same age as well.
Kaiser's
You got to
going
think that
on to
Lee's
supers.
got to react to that. Or is
I
he
don't
going to
think
drag
he
this
will.
out
I
a bit
think
longer
he'll-
and go to the end?
I feel like he'll drag it out a little bit longer. The recommended stop was lap 14-ish, so
So whilst that
For
was
me.
happening, Phil, Ferrari F1 team did get past Scott's beats again.
I think that's a done deal then. I don't think Scott is going to catch him up again. That's the match.
So he did make a mistake into the last corner. That's been a little bit far behind now. So
You got
Josh is right
Kyle,
on the back of Kaiser.
Oh yeah. We got Peanut just catching up to Scott's as well, so this could be interesting for him since he did
Find Peanut on track.
7.
But he is still a good 7 seconds behind there though.
Yeah, but
Who else have we got approaching?
Josh
So
another.
Josh now, right on the back of Kaiser Bob.
Lee stays out. So I think he's going to
That's
go to a lap round lap 13, 14 to go on to either another set of ultras or onto softs. Maybe. It could be done, but it's going to be very touch and go at the end of that. race.
But Lee strikes me as the kind of person who may just risk trying that one stop.
Yeah, but as another for a Beetle was pinned it again into the wall. Is there anyone coming up on him? Lee is. This can be interesting. And Dizzy's
Dizzy
out.
Haskell is retired. What's happened there? Yellow flags in sector 3 for that one, see if we can find it.
Where's Lee? He's about to go through it. I think he might have done what I did. Oh no,
we've
he's in
got
the
Kaiser.
middle of the track again.
Kaiser, Bob and Josh are just heading round that way now.
Yeah, James is right in the middle of the track. I'm surprised that didn't bring out a safety car as well. But it's a disappointing day for the Red Bulls.
Good few
Since
incidents
they've,
here. Should have brought out a safety car, so there is debris lying on the track there, you can see it. The car's being cleared, but there was some debris on the track.
I'm not sure what's going to happen with that then. The lead goes around for another lap.
Lock up there from Josh.
Kaiser and Josh are in his pit stop window. So I feel
But
like
both are going to have to pit again.
yeah, that is very true.
So I don't imagine Lee will be overly worried about that one right now. Of course, when he comes out, he's going to drop down to 4th place.
That depends
Maybe
on Fatal as well because he hasn't pitted.
Maybe so. Ferrari F1 team is only. Let's do detail to the leader here.
Kyle is past Scott Speed. He did that quite cleanly, to be fair.
Kyle is making a bit of a charge here then.
Yeah, he was very quick in qualifying. I do expect him to get up the field a bit more.
So he's now just 2 seconds off Ferrari F1 team.
Is Lee going to pick this lap? No, he doesn't. What about Fatal? Is he going to pit?
So Josh still piling the pressure on Kaiser, Bob.
Oh! He pinned it there. Torah Beta again, causing the yellow flag in sector 2.
Josh just doesn't seem to have the straight line speed to be able to make the most out of any DRS that he gets.
He may be running higher wings than Kaiser due to the Sauber not having the aerodynamics to the pass, which is, yeah, so he might be counterbalancing that in the straight.
So he is also, they're both running mode 1 for ERS. Kaiser down to mode 0.
Stevens in the pit. But the only people that haven't made a stop is Lee, Fatal, and
Ooh, Josh getting very close to Kaiser there. Kaiser braking a bit earlier for that corner. So Josh is going to get DRS again as we go through here. And he's probably close enough to actually maybe do something into the turn.
Yeah, I feel like he's got it. Oh,
there he goes. He tries to go around the outside. Can't do it.
That was a mistake. He would have had that if he didn't. Oh, Lee's in the pits. So,
Lee is pitted. He's going to come out. He's probably going to come out, I reckon, about 4th here because these guys are going to get onto him.
He's on the supers. So he's definitely going for the 2-stop. As
Josh comes out that last corner wide, which is putting behind Kaiser Bob just a little bit again there. That's why he's not catching him on the straights. So Fatal Defiance is also pitted, which means Lee is going to come out in 3rd. But he is on pressure tyres in the 2 in front of him.
Another yellow flag.
It could be for the Boston car of Hyper Shadow. So still watch Kaiser Bob and Josh going at it here.
I feel like if they battle more, Lee's going to be with them within the next 2-3 laps, which could make this battle for first even more interesting.
Lee's already got that gap down to under 7 seconds. So he's loving the grip on those new tyres. And these two battling ahead is going to be doing him a big favour as well. Now if Josh can nail these last 2 corners this time around, he might have a better shot at Kaiser Bob here.
I think
so he's
nailed that corner.
What's he going to do here? Depends on his exit. He's got the perfect exit. So he's going to get a good run on Kaiser Bob here. He's still not making the gains with that DRS though.
7.3 is the gap between Lee and Kaiser.
Josh just doesn't seem to have the straight line speed to keep up with any other car. So we've seen it when he was battling with Lee. We see it now when he's battling the Kaiser Bob. He can catch up through sectors 2 and 3 fine where all the corners are.
Yeah,
But
as I said
come
earlier, I
that straight
think he's just put all the, downforce he can on it, just to counterbalance the looseness of the car, because it is quite a loose car. So
I'm not
it's
seeing
really,
anybody else relatively close on track at the minute. But the pit stop
so
strategy is going to bring us all in again later on.
100%, yeah. I'm gonna check how many penalties people have.
So I know the third Beatles had quite a few flash up on screen, but as far as the front runners go, I've not seen much in the
Kaiser's
way
had
of those.
one. Kaiser's got one. Josh has two. Lee has none. Fatal has none. Kyle none. Scott none. Stephen none. And then Urabita's only got one, which is quite interesting.
So Scott seems to be quite a bit up the road now from Ferrari F1 team. But
Yeah, he
Ferrari
hasn't
F1 team is
yet,
pitted.
so
Yeah, I've just seen that on the age of the tyres. So Scott's has already pushed those tyres 13 laps. He can't really be looking to get much more out of them. The grip has got to be fading fast on those.
Kyle
Leach just picked up a penalty.
Scott's in the pits as well now.
We've still got a long way to go in this race. The second round of pit stops is going to bring us all back in, as well as the penalties as well.
Oh yeah, Josh and
Can Josh do it this
gone
time?
to the outside again.
Goes to the outside again. He's not going to be able to get him around the outside, I don't think.
This is really close for
I think Kaiser's just going to let him make that move all day long, because I don't think he's ever going to be able to pull it off right there.
No, I wouldn't be shocked if Josh goes for that again.
So
I feel like Kaiser's
that hatch is
got
pulling
that.
away on the straight. Saying that though, Josh is making some gains there down towards the end.
Is he gonna go for the move?
I'm trying to think, just
No,
not
he's
close
not.
enough.
Oh, you see, Lee is catching quite.
Yep, so lead down to almost 6
right.
seconds now. His tyres will be nice and warmed up, and they're a lot fresher than the tyres that these two have got on.
Josh has got another penalty.
Yep. So you just got to think that coming to this next DRS zone, Josh has got to use this DRS to get close to Kaiser, maintain that gap till they can get onto the straight, and then take the DRS down the straight and then use that to make a move. We'll see what he does.
100%. I think he'll try and go for the outside again. No, tries for the inside.
Kaiser covers that off nicely, but he runs wide in the corner, and Josh has got him through that. Mistake from Kaiser. That just lets Josh nice and cleanly through. Has Kaiser got a reply to that though? If you jump on board with him, he'll get DRS now coming down here. He's already got the straight line speed over him, we know that one. You can see Lee coming into the background now, only 3.7 seconds behind them.
He's gone
As
to
Kaiser
the
tried to go
outside.
around the outside, doesn't make it happen. He'll get another shot here though with the DRS. Down the inside.
And he goes for it. Ooh.
Side by side here. Fantastic racing from these two. Absolutely fantastic not to make contact there.
There's a little bit of touching, but nothing major.
And Kaiser gets past him
Lee
again. Lee's
Lee
within
is
3
closing.
seconds now. You can see him in the
This
background there,
battle
the shot.
This battling has hampered Kaiser and Josh. He goes around the outside.
Josh
and he
takes
runs
him again,
wide.
but Kaiser pushes him wide. Good defending there from Kaiser. So this has put Lee right onto their tail. Lee's made up a second since the start of this lap. He was 3 seconds ahead as he went over the line. This is about to become a three-way party.
And with Lee with the newer tyres, I feel like he's gonna
Yeah.
have them easy.
Josh is going to be the first one placed in a difficult position because Josh is trying to attack Kaiser,
But he needs to also defend.
and he's going to have to defend from Lee. As we've got a slow-moving car going down the straight there, it's going to be thorough beetle, I imagine.
Yes, yeah.
We've got a car coming out of the pits as well, a Ferrari of
That's Damien. Hypershadow.
Damien's AI.
Oh, Josh went wide and nearly lost it.
Lock up there
Josh
into
may
turn
come
3.
into the. I think Josh may come into the pits very soon if he's only
Yeah,
done
so
308
it's
laps on the other.
10 laps on the ultras it's shown for me, which should be about right.
Yeah. He should be coming into the pits around about now. Unless he drags it out a little bit longer.
But I'll be surprised considering how short his first stint was. I know that his tyre wear generally goes through the roof. He's one of the guys that aren't great at managing his tyres, but Lee is right on the back of him there.
What is going to happen here?
Lee will
then?
get the DRS here, but he's probably not close enough to make a move. So the top 3 separated by 1.5 seconds right now.
Josh doesn't go to the pits. I feel like he's struggling on those tyres right now. I feel like
Lee's
going to
make a move here probably.
Straight.
So Lee goes in. No, Lee had a look, but he just didn't think he could get it done. But Lee's not under any obligation here to really push in my eyes because he's going to know that Josh is on the older tyres.
Yeah.
He's bound to be able to see the lack of grip that Sauber has got.
Yeah, I feel like Lee doesn't really need to push. I don't feel like he needs to overtake these two. He's in a net P1 right now.
The sooner he can get past these two, he can start building up a window, get his pit stop window, so when he goes in for his second stop later on, these two aren't a threat to him. So he does need to clear these two as quick as possible with these fresher tyres so he can make them work.
Yeah. Under a second now. These 3.
This is absolutely fantastic
like
racing by all 3 drivers.
If I'm going to put money on someone, it's got to be Lee at this point. He's got the pace, he's got the tyres, and there's another yellow flag. For a Beatles in the wall again. Not sure where. But Josh keeps on losing it at the end of the left-hander. I feel like I don't understand why. I think it might just be a bit of tyre wear or something like that. Just keeps on losing it around there, which could, if it goes way too out of hand, it could retire, which is a bit crap.
So he's going to be risking punctures again, sorry. I say again, he's not had any yet. He is going to be getting to puncture territory soon though on those ultras.
Oh! And he's spun it!
He's hit the wall.
Oh no!
Terminal damage to the car. Oh, no way.
You were just saying that. I feel like his tyres, no.
Joshua, is this going to bring out a safety car as the Red Bull, as the Ferrari Fatal Defiance goes through? Oh. So it does actually damage that back left there in the shot that I had up.
I'll see if I can get a better picture of Peanut. He's about to come into 4th place, which is, considering his start, that's quite a immense task to do.
You wouldn't have seen it, but there was a bit of a... Not really quite sure what happened at the start. Looked like someone got a terrible start off the line and one of the Force Indians just went into the back of the Red Bull. I think it was Damien got caught up in that as well, which would explain why he was so far down the field. As Ferrari F1 team gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, I feel like when I was talking to them lot, they were Kyle was having troubles with his clutch pedal and all that. So I guess I'm not entirely sure what was going on with that. But also, but I feel like considering he pitted on lap 1 and is currently four, I feel like it is a very good drive by Kyle.
So the feedback from
But
Josh
this,
so far is he's gotten the throttle too early.
and just bend it in the wall.
He just bend it, yeah. We're on board here with Kaiser Bob. Lee right on the back of him
More
now.
than me.
So the rest of the field unfortunately seems fairly spread out. So Lee is getting very, very close to Kaiser now. I reckon if Lee can maintain this gap, he'll have him in the next DRS zone. Lee just 4/10 off him now.
The closest people. I feel like Peanut is catching up to Fatal, but not by much. He is on the fresher tyres, but it's just
Only just, there's
not
only 2 laps of difference in it. Lee had a little look down the inside there, deciding not to go for it. Just 3/10 off the back of that Haas now.
I feel like if Kaiser's going to go onto the ultras to the end, I feel like he should pit around. It's going to be hard at lap 40 here, but I feel like he's going to go onto another set of supers due to the how early he pitted. While Lee could probably push these supers to around mid 40s and easily get the ultras to the end. So it's going to be quite interesting in what strategy happens here.
But it's all going to heat up in the last 10 laps of the race for definite.
Oh yeah.
So, interestingly, Free Beetle still hasn't managed to get round and unlap himself from Josh's car. Josh still sitting in 7th place at the minute.
He runs wide a little bit there as well.
So I'm still not quite sure who my money would be on for win of this race. I think it's just too close to call at the moment.
No, I'll put my money on Lee. Yeah, he's my teammate, but I also think he's got I think he's got the pace over Kaiser right now. I don't feel like Kaiser has the pace to win this race.
So he might not have the pace, but he's definitely not making it easy for Lee to get past him.
No,
I mean,
Kaiser definitely pulls it out on the straights, but in the corners I feel like Lee's quicker. As for a Beetle has just passed Josh.
through Beetle now up to 7th place, 2 laps down on the leaders. Now the AI of Damien so far down is just showing in minutes. Yellow flags in sector 3. You can only imagine what that means.
For a Beetle bend it.
So the leaders are just about to come through there as well.
Yeah, I feel like Furret is going. Oh, he's off again, right where he nearly hit Lee. So this could be
So
interesting
that's
going
just
into
where the
this.
leaders are coming to now.
Whereabouts is he? Oh, he's almost spun it at the corner. So that's. Oh, he's going into the pit, so he's not in the way of the leaders, which
He's
curious.
possibly damaged the car with one of those
Yeah.
spins or collisions with the wall. So 16 laps Kaiser's done. He's probably going to be looking to get another 15 laps out of them, I would say. But even then, 17 would be too many to push the ultras.
Oh, it is possible, but you'd have to really look after those tyres. You wouldn't be able to push on them whatsoever. Oh, Lee!
Oh,
Lee!
Lee's hit the wall. Is he out?
No, he's not out.
No, he's not out, but he's lost his front wing.
Oh, no, Kaiser's won this race for definite. Unless Fatal catches him, but I don't think he will. That is heartbreak for Lee. I feel like he could have won this race.
So we do still have 23 laps left. Sorry, no more than that. 33
Yeah.
laps left. I think if Lee was to pit and put the softs on, it
He
could
could
come
maybe
down
do
to it
it.
again.
Just look at, you have to look after his tyres really well. So I guess we'll see what he does. Is he going to put the softs in?
What's he going for?
Yes, he is.
Yep. So Lee is going to try and go to the end of this race.
Well, I'd say now Kaiser's a shoo-in for the win. I don't feel like
So does this put
Fatal could have. Well,
this has put Lee out in front of Scott's Beats now.
ooh, there's
This
Peanut. Ooh, ooh, for a beater nearly smashed Peanut. That was bad. He nearly went straight into the back of him.
we jump on board with Through Beetle, who is missing his front wing again.
I feel like I'm going to have a lot of incident
So-
reports tonight about
Through
him.
Beetle has made 3 pit stops in the opening 27 laps of this race.
He's been overtaken by Damien's AI. What? Kaiser's coming up to the back of him as well, so it's going to be interesting what he does.
Yeah, he's missing that front wing, so hopefully won't cause too much of a retraction for Kaiser as he takes a big corner cut there.
You've got Steven right in front of him, lets him through straight away, which is good. Good racing by Steven. But I want to see.
We are on board with just Mr. Peanut, who is 10.7 behind Lee. He making any time up there? So the gap between Richard and Kaiser isn't decreasing, but it's also not increasing. But I don't think Richard's going to be able to close that gap at all.
No. But it really depends on what Kaiser can do. And Furabito's retired.
we're left with 6 cars in the running because one of them is Damien's AI.
Yeah. Oh, he binned it into the pit lane. That's how he did it. If you can, I'm not sure if you're able to see it, but yeah, he's just binned it into the pit lane. Here's Peanut catching it to Lee. I think this could be.
So I don't think he is. Last time I looked, he was 10 seconds down. He's now 12.1.
No, he's not.
So everybody's kind of running a lonely race at the minute.
Yeah, which is disappointing for the people who are watching. I feel like
There's not very much action
if there
here.
wasn't if there wasn't as many retirements for me, Josh, and that crash by Lee, I feel like we could have had a very interesting race tonight.
So Scott Speeds is on 7 lap old ultras.
I feel like he's already been on the ultras as well.
I don't think he's going to be able
Has
to
he?
make anything really happen with those. How many stops has he made already?
2. Yeah, he's made 2 stops. I think he might have crashed it because he only did 5 laps on the supers, which is a bit weird. But yeah, he only did 5 laps on the supers. So I think he might have crashed it sometime. But Lee is catching Richard, which could be quite interesting. 19 seconds.
So it's just Mr. Peanut
he's
looks
gonna-
like he's coming up 2 laps. Scott Speeds.
Lee is going to have P2 back, but he's going to have to defend it like mad from Fatal, which is going to be interesting for us.
So I still think Lee's in with a chance of battling Kaiser in the last couple of laps of this race.
Yeah. I just
So-
see.
Kaiser's got another
I
penalty.
think Kaiser's. Nah,
So-
I feel like Kaiser's got this.
Penalties could play a big part in this as well. So Kaiser now has 2, maybe 3 penalties to Lee's 1.
2. And Lee has 1.
But all Lee needs to do is get within 3 seconds of Kaiser.
He's just putting a new fastest lap. So he is pushing like mad on those softs.
As
I think it's a
the
mistake. He really shouldn't be doing that. If he wants to
half
make it to the
of
end.
Ferrari F1 team coming up to lap the AI of Damien.
Hopefully for next week we'll have Rubbernecker, which could be another spanner in the works for the Haas team. And Lee's got another penalty.
Oh, so that makes it dead even between those 2 penalties now.
Yeah.
The way it's going, it's just going to have to come down
I feel like
raw pace.
Rubbernecker next week could bring in another spanner in the works for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's going to be quite interesting what he does.
I mean, I don't
He
think he'll
can.
be up there challenging for first, but I think he will throw a spanner in the works, like you said. Definitely be in amongst sort of second to fifth place, depending on what kind of race he has, if he's consistent with his laps.
Well, considering we've now got Josh as a full time, it's going to be that's another person that could again throw another spanner in the works. He's very quick around. He's just a quick driver. But yeah, I feel like next week we could have a quite a good battle on our hands.
So, on board with our race leader, Kaiser Bob. Probably just cruising at the moment. He can take it easy on that super soft. No need to push it right now. No one even near him. Is Lee within his pit window yet? I don't think he
No, he's
is.
about 30 seconds behind.
So
33
he's
seconds.
Kaiser, interestingly, running in the highest ERS mode as well, almost like he is pushing. But he'll be pushing to maintain that pit stop window that he currently has over Lee,
Yeah.
because he will be watching the timings in the top left of his screen.
What's the gap between those two then? Still 30. It's about 34 seconds between Lee and Kaiser. So Kaiser is going to have about 6-7 seconds on Lee by the time he gets out the pits.
And
And
he'll
if
be
he
on
doesn't have
the.
any wing damage,
He's going to be on the
he's going to
fresher
be on the
tyres as well.
supers.
Probably. Depending when he goes in, I
He's going
think
to be
he
on the
might be pushing
supers.
to go on the ultras.
Yeah, I'd go on the supers, as I don't feel like the ultras could make it right now. But yeah, gotta wait and see between what he does. He's only done 24 laps. He's done 24 laps on those supers, which could maybe go another 3-4 laps, and then that's an easy end to the race on supers. Depending on what Fatal does as well, because he's only 4 laps behind him on the supers with 18 seconds. So he could maybe push it to around about lap 40 maybe lap 42 I'd say, and could probably put him on the ultras, and then there he's on the fastest tyre for the rest of that race.
Just have a look at the individual splits here between the drivers. The gap between Kaiser and Richard isn't dropping, and the gap between Richard and Lee isn't dropping. Just Mr. Peanut isn't making any headway, and I'd say the guys below that, Ferrari, F1 team, Scott Speeds, unfortunately running their own race at the moment. Just Mr. Peanut picks up a penalty. But we do still have 24 laps left. There is a lot to play for.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, Lee could just be protecting his tyres right now. Waiting to see what move Kaiser makes, and in the next sort of probably 5 or 6 laps, Kaiser's going to make a move into the pits.
Yeah, I think if anything's going to happen, it's going to be within these last 20 laps. I don't feel unless Kaiser massively screws up, I feel like yeah, I don't feel like Lee's got the pace on those softs against a fresh set of fresh set of supers.
So Richard has got the pit as well, which will bring Lee up into second place.
He's only 13 seconds behind Richard as well, so he is closing that gap.
So he should he should actually overtake Richard while he's in the pits and get a comfortable
then
advantage over him as well.
You should have around about 10, 11 seconds on Richard.
But it depends what
If he
tyre
pits.
Richard fits. Oh,
So-
what's happened there?
Lee
out.
is gone. Oh no. Did he do what I did?
I'm actually on board. Yes, he did. Come on board there with the eye of Damien, and his car is sitting almost exactly where yours was.
Oh, that's just. I feel bad. But as we now see, Peanut is into P3.
So Kyle get the podium here. Yeah. So Kyle has found himself with an unlikely podium here.
I think we could see a Peanut on the podium.
But unfortunately, there isn't really much left for these guys to race for now, looking at the splits that are all out there between them. I don't think we're going to get much more track action now unless somebody DNFs. As Kaiser pits.
Yeah, he's going to go on to the supers. There's no
What's he going to go on to?
He did 26 laps.
Have a little look here.
Supers.
It is the supers indeed.
Yeah.
Mechanics with the red striped tyre there.
As Richard is going to go through first place, that's not going to be for long, but it's nice to say I've led a race, I've led a couple of laps.
As we jump on board with Richard. Had a fairly quiet race.
Yeah, I'd say so. Stevens in the pits with Rose on the supers.
He will probably retain that position. Scott Speeds is going to have to look to pit again. He's on 14 laps of those ultras now. He's going to have to come in and either fit another set of ultras or these super swap. But I wouldn't imagine he has any fresh sets of ultras left to be using ones that he got in qualifying. And I can't imagine they'd be in a great condition. It'll be interesting to see if Richard's going to push now so he can continue racing Kaiser into the closing stages of this race, or if he's just happy to go around here and maintain a
P2.
second. Yeah.
Me, I'd be happy with P2. I feel like he did have a pace for top 5 before everything happened. But yeah, I'd be very happy with P2. And Kyle, I'd say I'd be very happy with P3 for him as well. It's quite an unlikely podium. But I think it's a well-deserved podium.
But I don't see him complaining too much about getting on the podium.
No.
But then again, he does have to make it to the end of the race. Kyle is not one of the most consistent drivers we have on the grid.
He's in the pits. He's just come out onto another set of supers. So that's into the end. Kaiser is now 3 seconds behind Richard. Just under 3 seconds. Was he Richard Pitts? So I'd say
So
this is our top
Kaiser
3
back
here.
through. back onto the supers for Richard.
I'd say this is our top three here.
Yep, looks like he's
I
going to
don't,
finish
I don't.
Kaiser, Richard, and Mr. Peanut, unless we get a dramatic safety car. It's unfortunate to see so many retirements, especially so early on into the race.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, if it would be much more interesting race if some of the other guys, including myself, were still racing. I feel like the better there like first. I feel like it's been quite interesting. There's been quite a few interesting battles, races as well. We've been quite fun for the first race. It's been a decent race.
Something that I've just noticed, Damien's car has gone from 3 laps down to 1 lap down. Shown on my timing screen.
How in the
Damien's AI has somehow unlapped himself twice of the whole field in about 2 laps.
So, going by that logic, he should be in first within the next 2 laps.
Could Damien's AI be up for a surprise win? That would be a massive plot twist.
Oh yeah, if he was able to make it 2 laps in like however many laps he did it, I feel like Damien could be on for the win. I think we need to keep an eye out on him.
I would imagine that because of the pit stops, there's just a slight glitch on that timing screen at the moment.
Oh yeah.
It was just something that I noticed as I was looking down the timings.
Considering it says 8 minutes, 8 minutes behind, I think it is a glitch.
But Kaiser just looks to just be in cruise control here. He is actually coming up to lap someone here. See if I can see who it is.
Scott Speeds.
I don't think these guys are actually a lap down yet.
I'm not entirely sure on that.
As Kaiser Bob posts the fastest lap of the race. I wouldn't say it was an undeserved victory for Kaiser. He has driven a strong race all day. He's...
Oh, 100%. I feel like he's deserved. It's a really deserved win.
So he has been strong, defended well from both Josh and Lee. Defended extremely well from Josh for so many laps. Managed to hold it sober off for the wall. Ah, there we go, yep, so Damien is back to 3 laps down now.
Yeah, I feel like he's been very lucky with the retirements Kaiser has to get this win. But yeah, all through the race has been very strong. There hasn't been many mistakes. So yeah, I think he's well deserved.
Now to lap the Williams racing team car of Scott Speets, currently running in 5th place.
And he's left.
Oh, Scott Speets is disconnected.
Nice.
Not quite sure what's happened there. We'll find out after the race. Nobody just seems to be making ground at all at the minute here. All the cars running on super softs of around about the same age. Richard now maintain a 22-second gap. He'll probably slowly start to drop off. But I mean, he can afford to do so because Kyle is another 30 seconds down the road from him, so
Yeah.
there's absolutely no reason to be worried. So unless he was to start pushing now, I highly doubt he's going to make up those almost 23 seconds.
But how many penalties has he got?
Kaiser or Richard?
Richard's got none. Kaiser's got 2. Yeah.
So
If he was to push and get within 6 seconds.
he would do it. But I don't see that happening. I don't see Richard making up that gap at all.
No.
I mean, it would be a hell of a comeback if he did.
I mean, if he did, that would be my driver of the day straight away. But no, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. This Kaiser's coming up to Damien again for lapping.
That'll put Damien 4 laps down now, his AI car. Any idea on what happened to Damien, why he retired so early?
Apparently his game sort of crashed. So he was stuck on the pit straight, which is kind of weird because I've never seen that.
Yeah,
before.
so we did catch that in the stream.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I noticed that because he was going through Sector 1 because I was commentating on it. I switched cars and I noticed that there were yellow flags being waved. I found Damien's car and he was stuck on the pit straight.
Yeah. It's, Richard.
So Veto's just set the fastest lap of the race. And he's gained 2 seconds on Kyle. He was 22 seconds down, he's now 20.7. So
Is
we
he
were talking
pushing?
about Richard pushing the last part of this race. Is he now doing that? Is Richard going to pull off the master strategy here? It'll be very
The comeback
interesting.
of the century, that is.
Be interesting just to watch his times here for the next lap or so. He has dropped off to 21. He does seem to be dropping off again.
I think that might have just been a
quick lap.
one lap sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of putting bragging rights in the glasses lap.
Well, we're just going to jump on board with Richard. Actually, as soon as he's setting the pace at the moment. So let's just have a look at the fastest lap times. So the last couple of laps has been Kaiser's on a 125, a 126.3, a 126.2. Richard 125, 124, 126. So they're both lapping in about the same pace, Kaiser and Richard. So I don't think on that basis Richard's going to be able to pull anything at the back, unfortunately, because they're too evenly matched on pace.
Yeah. I don't see much more.
Yeah, hence why that gap isn't drastically changing. Did Richard get a bad start at all? Because you know he's matching the pace of Kaiser, so you got to think
I don't
something's
think
put
he
him down the
did.
field.
I can't remember if he did or not. I think it was such a while ago.
Something has caused him to end up 21 seconds behind. If he can match the pace of the lead car, well, even be quicker than it because he holds fastest lap of the race at the moment.
Yeah, I just really don't know. He's sort of been there. If he's matching the pace, I feel like when he was pushing, I feel like he could have stayed with Kaiser. But I just don't know. Something happened to him.
So
Something like that.
Scott Beats had a small internet issue. He's now sorted out. He'll be joining back in to take over control of his car, so he'll still earn some points at least.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to work out here, so I believe Kyle has lapped Ferrari F1 team, but I'm not sure how recent that's been. I'm just wondering if Ferrari F1 team here is maybe coming back trying to lap himself, because you can just still see him in the back of the shop. That would be incredibly interesting stuff.
So Max Verstappen, Esteban Ocon, so
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm assuming it's the firstly mentioned and that Kyle has recently lapped him, and that's why they're so close on track.
I'm guessing so. I'm not entirely sure.
There is the Williams of Scott's Beats who hopefully get back in. It's just all very non-exciting at the moment. Richard's still holding that roughly 21.4, 21.5 second gap to the lead. So he is matching the pace of the lead car because the gap isn't changing.
I feel like we need a safety car. I think that's what we need.
Well, I would agree with you, but unfortunately a safety car would mean yet another retirement.
Yeah, we can lose Damien.
I just don't see the AI putting it in the wall, unfortunately.
No. I feel like there's been many judgment calls that have been going wrong with that. I feel like there should have been a safety car for James's crash, definitely. Right in the middle of the track, same with Jack.
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably same with yours as well. Yours was the same place as Lee. And I'm surprised that Lee didn't bring out a safety car. Or Josh's, considering Josh's was right on a corner, pretty much. Kaiser's.
I guess you.
Who's that? Ferrari F1 team just had a big spin down at turn 1.
He's still in the race though, so he's still.
Yeah. Just unfortunate that Scott Speeds is now an AI and can't get back into the race. That would have probably really helped him. He's only probably so far behind now because of being AI for the last sort of 5 or 6 laps.
Just not really much going on. Kind of disappointing because considering this is the first race of IRL this
Yeah.
season.
I
So,
think that's always
so like
the difficulty with the 100% races. I think it's just everyone having the consistency to actually get all the laps done. But I think as the season goes on and the guys get more and more adjusted
comfortable, yeah.
to running the full length Grand Prix, and we'll start seeing a lot more finishers and a lot more track action.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because this is a totally different ball game to the weekend 50% leagues that we do. The, the tyre wear is different. Their strategies have to be different. They're in realistic cars, of course, as well, which is a game changer.
Yeah, that is quite a big thing for it. But got another 9 laps. I guess we'll see how it goes.
Can Kaiser lap every car on the field? He's not going to lap Richard with only a 20-second gap, but
I don't think he's going to lap Kyle. He's too.
I mean,
Kyle's just going around in the pit straight now.
Kyle is 54 seconds down. Saying that though, 30 seconds would be a big ask for Kaiser to make up in 9 laps. I don't think he pulls 30 seconds out on him. What pace is Kyle lapping at? Kyle has been getting progressively quicker.
I guess he's just getting used to the tyres again.
Like,
That's what.
very progressively quicker. So for the first stint of the race, on the Ultras he was running 128s, 130s, consistent 127s, 128s on the Super Softs. He's obviously pitted, got the fresh set, and he's now doing low 126s consistently. So there's someone else who, well, obviously we know Kyle had a bad start. You've got to wonder if he didn't have that bad start, would he be up there with Kaiser right now, because he's consistent with the pace.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that because since he I don't feel like he could have been fighting for the win, but definitely the podium, 100%. I don't think he has the pace right now to get that win. I'm not. I think he's a quick driver, but I don't think he would have been fighting for that win today. No matter what.
As Kaiser Bob comes round the last corner to start lap 51 of 58. There he goes now across the start finish line. Coming up on the Ferrari still of Hyper Shadow. He will looking to put that car 7 laps down.
It still says 3 laps for me.
It's 6 laps for me at the moment. Now 7 laps now that guy's just passed it. So Fatal now dropped to 25.4 seconds. Kaiser Bob now has a pit window over him, so if he wanted to go for a faster lap, he probably has the time to stop and put on a set of ultras.
Yeah, you probably could, but I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah.
He's got a 25-second gap. Doesn't need to. We don't have the fastest lap thing league, so it's just not worth it, I don't think.
So Richard actually dropped off dramatically in the space of a couple of laps. Just wondering if he's had, in the space of about 2 laps, he's dropped 3 seconds. And he was lapping consistently with similar to what Kaiser was, so I'm wondering if he's had a bad lap or two somehow. Maybe go wide on some corners or something.
Just on a 27.
Yeah, so he is actually in the 27s now. So it could just be those tyres starting to get away from him a little bit.
I'm going with I think he knows he's got a comfortable gap there. Kyle. Doesn't really need to push it. I just don't feel like...
It's a case of bringing the car home.
Yeah.
Like to second place.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to push. I don't think Kyle needs... I think this is our top three. He's pushing everyone. I feel like there's a very good battle during the rain. Certain points, I feel like with the retirements and that, I feel like just...
Yeah, unfortunately the retirements have probably ruined all they've ruined all competitiveness in this race.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's going to be an unlikely situation where we've seen what we've seen in Abu Dhabi at the end of season 1 with the tier 2 driver XT13 Ollie trying to unlock himself against Lee and JJ for the last bit of that race.
Yeah, that did bring some laughter. Oh.
I think the one about that was obviously he was in the middle of a battle of Lee and JJ, but he clearly had the pace to match it with those two.
Oh yeah, and he had the balls to go for the passes. So yeah, it's just it is what it is. It was last season's new season. But, yeah.
Unless we see someone coming a bit of a charge here and try and start unlapping themselves, because obviously we won't see split times between just Mr. Peanut and Ferrari F1 team. That will remain at 2 laps until Ferrari F1 team would unlap Kaiser actually. But that would be a tall order task in sort of 5 to 6 laps.
Yeah. I feel like if I was Kyle, I'd probably come in the pits. Not on the Ultras, why not? He's got nothing to lose really. That's maybe that podium. But still, sort of, he's got a penalty. I would go for the fastest lap. I feel like I probably could right now. Nothing to play for, except for the fastest lap, so...
I mean, he could, but it would literally just be bragging rights with the league not running the point for fastest lap.
Yeah. I feel like Kaiser's backed off a little bit as well here. Richard's already made up a couple of seconds.
He's probably just entering cruise control for getting the car home.
He did say that he wanted to get a win this season. I guess this is it. This is how he's going to win.
He's definitely kicked that off in style. I actually predict a few race wins for Kaiser Bob this season based on his upturn in form.
Yeah, I feel like over the season, the last season he had a couple of mistakes at Hungary, and a couple of other tracks, but he's definitely matured as a driver for this season. Clearly,
I fully agree with that. You can actually even see the improvements over the course of last season. So obviously there was a track limits issue with Kaiser when he first joined us.
Yeah.
That now seems to have disappeared, and he seems to be adding pace to his set of skills
To
now.
counteract that. Yeah. Got 3 laps left at the end of this lap.
So, remaining 3 laps, unless we get notified of yellow flags or anything, we'll just ride with Kaiser as he takes his first ever F1 IRL win.
No pressure, Kaiser, because I know you're watching.
all eyes are on you, Kaiser.
How many people are watching?
1.
Is it Rubbernecker?
I don't actually have the chat up at the minute, so I don't know.
Oh no, it's 4. In 4 viewers.
It's showing us 4. It's been jumping between like 1, 4, 7, 5. We've had people coming and going.
Oh. Two laps left. I think he might be going for the fastest lap.
The Supers have taken a bit of a beating. I'd be surprised if he did.
Well, I feel like he's just moved his engine mode up. I guess we'll see at the end of this lap. Depends on what time he does. I thought he was about to lose it then. Imagine the scenes.
It would be a very interesting one.
He would still get points, but it would be heartbreak for him. You coming upon anyone? Not really. As we're going on to the last lap.
Second last. Who's on? Well, it's updated now, sorry. It was still showing lap 57 for a little bit there to cross the line. So last lap with Kaiser. Bob, do you want to take us through the lap, Phil?
I'll take this corner in 4th like he's doing. I'd run a little bit wide and take a bit more bit of track on that. Take this in 4th again. It's quite a fast right-hander. It's quite a fast track, Australia. But yeah, this bit is quite tricky to get right. If you run a bit wide, you could potentially retire it, as we've seen earlier. Going into this bit, this is another definite place for retirement. But it's very quick, and if you get it right, it feels perfect. This could be an overtaken spot, definitely. With, as we've seen, the battle being overtaken. We're just going through the last couple of corners. Do you want to make this Will?
So Kaiser comes across the line to win his first ever F1 IRL race. So comfortably won that. Incredibly strong drive,
100%,
Kaiser. All day.
And there's Richard is about to come across the line now. It's a strong P2 for
Richard
him
comes
as well.
home in second.
So
Consistent drive from him.
waiting for Kyle to. He goes through the last bit of the track.
Kyle will bring us home in third.
As long as he doesn't bin it.
Could you imagine? Well,
Oh,
his heart
no.
when his mouth there. Could you imagine? It's the kind of thing he would do as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. That is a Kyle thing to do. Bin it in the last corner. Yeah, there's the podium people. As we see on the timings. Do you want to run us through, Will?
For me. Yep. So at the end of the race, penalties included, Kaiser Bob is your winner with Fatal Defiance taking second place, and Just Mr. Peanut completing the podium. For our AF1 team, finishing in 5th, quite a way down the field, 2 laps down, and everybody else was a DNF. And unfortunately, DNF for Scott's Beats, who had an internet issue. Not entirely sure what happened with Damien. We believe he had to go. Lee obviously binned it. Through Beetle binned it multiple times. Josh collided with the wall. We're not quite sure what happened with Dizzy. Jacko also hit a wall. So we know that Phil totaled his car within the first 2 laps. And I think I missed what happened with Beast Pro.
I don't know.
I don't remember catching that one, but then again, it's been such a long race. So, Bahrain next week. You looking forward to that one, Phil?
Oh, I'm going to win that. I need to.
Remember that, viewers. You heard it here first. Phil is going to win Bahrain. And don't you worry, mate. If you fail to win that race, I will never let you live it down. It is on stream.
Oh, I know. I know.
So, thank you, Phil, for joining us in commentary, and thank you everybody who tuned in here and there to watch. Join us again next week for Bahrain.